Welcome to On the Mic for Jesus.
With the Cheeks.
Well, I would just like to say thank you for coming along on this trip. My name is Brett Cheek. This is Stephanie Cheek. And we are really excited to be on this podcast. And we hope there's many more to come with you guys and just kind of talking to you. Today is just going to be kind of an intro on how we got here and hopefully where we're going with all this.
Yeah, we're not going to go too deep today into any subjects or topics really because we just wanted to kind of introduce ourselves and how we got to where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, a few years back, I was in prayer and I just kept hearing, "You're going to be loud for me."
That definitely won't be an issue for you.
All right, calm down.
All
Okay.
right, don't get upset because everybody knows you're loud.
All right, yes. My coworkers definitely know I'm loud. My friends know I'm loud. My dogs even know I'm loud. Okay. so, so I think the Lord picked the right guy to do that. That's for sure. so, but really it all started with that, and then after that it was a few months passed and I kind of didn't know what to do, where I was going to go with that, because I heard it several times. And
And
then
he's also writing a book during this time as well.
yeah, I was writing From the Darkness into His Light, and it's a book that is out now. And I'm sitting here writing a book, and it was a Christian book, and then I get this word from the Lord, and I thought, I wanted to do a podcast. I kind of wanted to do one for quite some time, but now it was like I really want to do a podcast. And I took the idea to Stephanie. I sat her down. We were, I don't know, I think we were sitting on the couch or something. I said, "You know what? I think I want to do a podcast." And what was your reaction?
I was like, sure, you can do a podcast. That sounds like an
But
interesting
that's not
idea.
what I wanted. I wanted us to do the podcast.
I definitely wasn't on board with that. I didn't want anything to do really with the podcast at all.
Well, she did say, "I'll do your editing for you."
But
if you need
even that was a little while. I was like, after a while, I was like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll help you with editing.
Yeah, well, that's not what I wanted, but I wasn't pushing the issue because she is an introvert in this relationship. I can sit here and be in a line somewhere and have a friend by the time I get to the cash register. But she doesn't really talk too much. She doesn't get on social media. I think her TikTok has
I have
one.
one TikTok and it's about coffee with protein.
Yeah.
And it's just a picture. I'm not in it.
So, I've always been kind of out there. I did some stand-up comedy when I was young, and then I announced motorcycle racing for about 12 years. We'll get into that here in a few minutes. But so I thought, okay, I'm going to try and get a buddy to do it with me. So I had a friend of mine that was going to our church, and I thought, hey man, you want to do? He had it. Yeah, I want to do it. And then something came up.
Yeah, they were really excited about it. They got almost to the point of writing their first podcast episode and it just didn't work out.
So then I tried a family member, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I've been wanting to do something like that too." So we were going to do that, and then life got in the way there. So I thought, okay, I was getting a little discouraged, to be honest with you. So I got another buddy, and I said, "Hey, man, let's do this," and then that fell through. But during all of this, what I didn't know was
I was actually battling with some disobedience myself during that time because during that time where he's trying to find someone to do it with him, I was battling God telling me that I was supposed to do it and I didn't want to. So I was fighting that. I was really fighting that. And I never told Brett that I was fighting that. He never knew about it the whole
no,
time.
not until the end. Then I was like, chalk one up for me because I don't win very many. I never win any arguments, that's for sure.
After the last person didn't work out, he came to me and he's like, I don't know what to do now. I don't have anybody else to do it. And I said, well, you don't need to worry about that. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, God's been telling me for quite a while now that I'm supposed to do this with you and I'm going to do it with you.
And I went, I knew it. And that's where that ended. I did not keep going on.
But you know what? After I finally submitted to that, I was really excited. And then we both got really excited about it.
And we started coming up with ideas and topics that we could come up with. We are not here to preach. We're not preaching to anybody. I'm not telling you that we are perfect. We are far from it. We are sinners just like everyone listening. Okay.
But the thing is that God really does not ask much of us. And,
No.
obedience is an important thing.
Yeah. I mean, obedience, in the Bible, the wife is supposed to be obedient to the husband. And I
Okay,
know I've
all
read that
right.
in there.
First of
And
all,
I've-
that's not the kind of obedience we're talking about. And that is a whole nother podcast.
I'm guessing that podcast will be all about how I'm wrong. But and that's not what we're talking about. It's really, when you look at it, the apostles, my favorite, Simon Peter, how obedient were these guys? I mean, he's out there fishing. Jesus tells him to cast a net. He brings a big load in, and then follow me. He drops everything. Him and his brother Andrew dropped everything and just followed him. The next boat over had John and James, brothers. They dropped everything, followed him. Matthew, a tax collector, sitting in his booth, follow me. They just were obedient. And it's not that he asked much from us, because he doesn't. I think it's what, Mark 12, 30 and 31?
Yeah, there's a great verse about that. So Mark 12:30 through 31 says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these." And that's Jesus saying that.
Yeah, these were the two most important commandments when he was questioned about that. It was so many times throughout Jesus' preachings and teachings, he was challenged. And that right there says it all. And sometimes those are hard to do. I don't find the first one very hard, because that's how I truly try to live my life in loving the Lord. But, sometimes you have problems with people, you go back and forth. I mean, even in marriages, and it's forgiveness. And, that's something that I'm sure we're going to end up talking about later on, because I asked for forgiveness a lot from her.
But, back to God not asking much of us, that's really what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus told Peter that they were going to what?
Be fishers of men.
Fishers of men. And that's the thing. That's what we're called to do. Everybody. We are all called to spread the word, spread the good news, and that's what we're here for. But we just decided, we're not preachers, and we're not here to preach at.
And we're not perfect.
So we just thought, we get asked a lot of questions by friends and family, and we've had lots of questions.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the friends of our church and just friends from my past, from our old church, if I didn't have somebody to go to, I'd feel lost. And I think sometimes if you get questions, if you have questions as we do these podcasts, drop them in the chat. If I don't know the answer, I'll look for it. I'm going to have questions, and if I have them out there, please throw me an answer in the chat.
Definitely, because one of the big things that's important to me is that with people that I care about, or even people I don't know that have questions, I want to be able to answer that. And I want to be the person that people can come to, because the people that have been that for me have been an important part of my life.
Oh, absolutely. And we plan on having a lot of fun. And one of the things Stephanie came up with, which I thought was really cool. What was that idea?
I thought it'd be fun if Brett did some announcing. Yeah. So we thought he would announce some of the big events in the Bible.
Like David and Goliath. That's going to be the first one.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because, when I announced for 12 years at the Flat Track Mid-America, it was just great. Not only the fellowship and family that you get there at the racetrack, but I miss it so much. And when she came up with this idea, I thought this was great. I was talking to a buddy at work, and he was even helping out and throwing some ideas, and I thought it was really exciting. And it's amazing how God uses people in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
It truly is. You never know when it's going to happen or who it's going to happen with. But being able to throw some announcing in there, I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And if you have events in the Bible that you really like and you think, oh, that would be cool, yeah, let's hear that.
Yeah, throw it in the chat. Let us know.
And I will give it a whirl. I'll tell you, I am all about the entertainment. So,
but it's all about being obedient, and that's what we're doing. God told us that this is, He's told Brett.
We need to speep about him. We need to talk about him.
He told me I'm supposed to help. So now that we're both being obedient, this is what it led to.
I mean,
can you imagine?
Welcome.
Can you imagine if Joseph hadn't been obedient to the angels that told him to stay married to Mary? I mean, where would we all be today?
That would be pretty wild. I don't think I'd want to be him saying no to the angels. So, we just want you to come along on this journey with us. And as we go along, have fun with us, learn with us. And
Yeah.
we were going to have some wild subjects. I'm sure we're going to.
Wild.
Well, okay. Well, maybe not
Wild
wild.
subjects.
I mean,
We're going to be taking subjects directly from the Bible.
Okay. Making them wild?
Well, I mean, really, the Bible's pretty wild if you've read it.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that is a book that is full of everything.
Got everything.
And that's the other thing. You can find every answer in your life in that book.
Absolutely.
I know I fought it for so many years, and coming back to the Lord.
Being disobedient again?
That's another podcast, Stephanie. And, I just think that when you go to the Word, you can find every answer. And praying and just having a conversation with the Lord, it's awesome. And we hope you come along for this fun ride. Things are probably going to change. We're going to have a big logo behind us, I'm sure, here soon. And we're just pretty excited about just having a good time. So come along for the changes, the fun, and the scripture, and just getting to know us. And we look forward to getting to know you.
And thanks for joining us today.
Yes. So if you need prayer, drop it down in the chat box. We would love to pray for you. Other than that,
we'll be back
on the mic
for Jesus.